Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is LupieChic, and today I'm coming to you with the chronic illness tag. I was hoping to get this video done in the beginning of the month, but I wasn't feeling too great. So basically what the chronic illness tag is people explaining what conditions they have, how it affects them. So I was waiting for May because May is Lupus Awareness Month, and May 12th, I believe, is Fibromyalgia Day. Question number 1 is, what have you been diagnosed with? I was diagnosed with lupus SLE. That's a disease that affects your major organs. It can affect your hair, your skin, your heart, your lungs, your brain. Any major organ it can affect. I was also diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain disorder. I guess that's a general term for it. It's a chronic pain disorder from the nerves, so it's a little different than lupus. They both cause pain, but the nerve pain from fibro is more an all-over pain that you just can't describe. Like when I'm having pain because of lupus, I know it's my joints, I know it's this or that, but from fibro, it's like you touch me, and it's just like it hurts, like everything hurts. I am anemic. I had blood clots in my leg, which they believe is from the medications from the lupus and the fibro and other things that I'm on. I had 2 popliteal blood clots. What else? Hypertension, also, which is from the pleurisy and the other thing, the lupus related. Pericarditis. Question number 2 is, what do you tend to do at night when you can't sleep? Most of the time at night I can sleep because one of the symptoms or side effects, whatever, is of both of the main conditions that I have, fibro and lupus, is chronic fatigue. So I can normally sleep, but there are some nights when the pain from my joint pain, neck pain, back pain is just too much and I can't sleep. So I'll either take a hot shower or I'll watch TV, go on my phone, social media or something, just trying to distract myself from the pain until that I get to the point where I'm relaxed enough that I can sleep. And sometimes that's not enough, so just try and bear with it and get to sleep when I can. Question number 3 is, what is the worst experience or side effect that you've had with medication? So the worst I'd have to say is the blood clots in my leg. That was the most recent. It just happened in February of this year, 2017. Another side effect that I've had is with steroids. Like, I don't react well to steroids. Prednisone, tavella, all those different types of steroids. I was on prednisone right after being diagnosed. It worked for a while, for as long as they needed me to be on it. But as they were taping me off, I had the worst rash after taking it for the however long they had me on. They had me on the 10 days I was in the hospital, and then they were taping me off after I came out the hospital. And after they were taping me off, I was getting this horrible rash, or prednisone acne, whatever they call it. My whole face was broken out, my chest, everywhere. And I'm like, everything else I got going on, and you're going to throw this prednisone acne at me too? No. So after they taped me off of that, and I went back to my rheumatologist, he put me on tavella. Tavella was okay for a while, and then after a few weeks of being on it, I noticed that when I would take it, I'd get really nauseous and I'd have to vomit or throw up right away. And I'm like, okay, so deductive reasoning, this is the only new medication since I've been out the hospital. And and I wasn't throwing up before then, and now that I'm taking this tavella, I'm throwing up as soon as I take my medicine, my morning medicine. So me being like, okay, you're on this new medication, you're not taking your other medication, because as soon as you take your medication, you get throwing up. I just took myself off of it, and you shouldn't do that. I'm not telling anybody who's watching this video who's going through the same thing, just stop taking any medication before talking to your doctor, but that's what I did. I stopped taking it, and then when I went to the doctor, I was like, okay, you put me on this tavella, and I'm throwing up as soon as I take it, and I'm like, I can't take my other medication because it's my morning meds, and as soon as I take it, I'm throwing up. So they took me off of that, and then they put me on Cellcept, mycophenolate. I haven't had any reaction to the Cellcept, and I've been on for about 2 years now. Question number 4. Has your condition impacted your mental health? It has. As much as I try and act like everything's fine and I'm okay, and I try and put on this brave face, having lupus and these other conditions and not being able to be myself anymore and do the things that I like to do or that I'm used to doing, and all these things has really, it made me more self-conscious. It really messed with my self-esteem. It's taken a toll, not only on my body, but just how I view myself. And I think that's the worst part of it, because I don't feel like me anymore. And I'm trying to get back to the space where I feel like myself again, and I'm happy with the person that I am. But it's been hard, and the longer that I've had this condition, and I'm learning new things, and I'm doing new things and getting out of my comfort zone, it's helping. But it's going to be a while before I get back to feeling like myself. And so, next question. Question number 5. Describe your social life. What's social life? You find my social life, you let me know, because like I said with the last question, not feeling like yourself and having all these new things thrown at you, it's hard to get back into a space where you feel like getting out there and doing new things and putting yourself out there. So I haven't been as social as I used to be. I used to be a really happy person and out there and ready to do anything, be really spontaneous and just enjoying life. And with all these new things going on and trying to find like where I fit in, not fit in, but where I'm happy again, it's like, how can I be social and go out and be in front of everybody when I'm like still trying to figure out how to make me happy? So don't really have a social life anymore, but I'm trying to change that, trying to get back to the point where I feel comfortable again and my self-esteem is where it should be. Question number 6 is, what is the hardest thing to do when you're flaring? Move. Moving is the hardest thing to do because everything hurts. Lately, like, my joints has been a problem since the beginning, but after the pleurisy and all those things, I have persistent chest pain, so it's just hard to move and do things. It's just horrible. Moving is hard. My joints are flaring. It's hard to walk. When my hands are flaring and the joints of my hands and fingers, it's hard to even text or hold my phone. Like, it's just hard. Everything's hard when I'm flaring. Question number 7. Worries for the future. I had a lot of worries in the beginning about the future because I used to do hair and massage therapy, things like that, And right after high school, like, I had this big plan since elementary school, but I was going to do, how my life was going to go. And getting diagnosed with lupus and fibromyalgia and having this chronic pain, it really threw a wrench into what I thought I was going to be doing and how my life was going to go. So when I was first diagnosed, I was scared because I put all this time and money and effort into getting, first, I got my cosmetology license when I was in high school. After cosmetology, I went to massage therapy school, and that cost a lot of money. I got my license, and then I couldn't do it anymore because of pain. And then, well, back then, I'm just like, okay, maybe I'll get a breast reduction and I'll feel okay and I can do this again. Got the breast reduction, and then I started having all these symptoms from lupus. So it's just like one thing after another. So, and I'll go into that breast reduction story because that's one I have to tell because it was a horror story. But now that I've been diagnosed with lupus for about 2.5 years or so, and I went back to school right after being diagnosed, or right before I was diagnosed, because I couldn't work in the fields that I used to work in and what I used to do, and I needed to find a new path. So I went back to school for medical office management. And now that I went back to school, and I just graduated in February, I am more optimistic about what's in store for me and how I'm going to handle and deal with what I've been dealt. Question number 8 is favorite comfort food. My favorite comfort food is anything with pasta, macaroni and cheese, Alfredo, anything. Number 9 is tell us a valuable lesson that you've learned through being. The most valuable lesson that I've learned so far is that you can't count on everybody. People that are friends and things, like, yeah, they'll still be there, but don't expect them to be there through everything, because it's hard enough for family to put on a brave face with you and get you through all the things that you're going through. But friends, it's like, yeah, they try to be there and they try to tell you everything, but like, you start feeling a distance with some friends. Like, not every friend, because some friends will be there through everything with you, but some, you can't put all your friends in the same category is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Sometimes them being there is doing more damage than good, because they try to be what they think you need them to be, but really all you need is somebody just to be there and not talk and look at you like you're pathetic. I can't stand people stare at me like, oh, are you okay? Are you, is that, can I help you with any, like, I don't need a babysitter. I don't need somebody helping with everything. It's just, sometimes I just want you to be there. Like, sometimes your presence is enough. But, and some people will just disappear altogether. Like, they'll be there in the beginning, and then, like, you tell them, and then as soon as stuff gets hard for you, it's like people just drop off and just disappear. And can't blame them, because it's not everybody's burden, but I'd rather you say something than just disappear. Question number 10. Name 3 things that you miss that were taken from your health issue. Being me. The only thing I really miss is being me, doing the things I want to do, working in the fields that I always wanted to work in. So now I'm just going to have to make new plans, new goals, and figure out where I feel like I should be. But those are the only things that I really miss that were taken from me. Being myself and doing what I want to do is all I can say. Question number 11 is, how old were you when you started noticing symptoms? I believe I started noticing symptoms as early as 18. Doctors were always attributing it to other things, or they didn't really have an answer for everything, so it would just get brushed to the side. But then in 2014, when I really started having symptoms after my breast reduction, there was nothing else that they could attribute it to. And they finally started taking notice. So I was diagnosed after having a huge flare and being in the hospital for 10 days. So that is my first lupus video. I will be doing more videos. I'm going to do my lupus story and how it was being diagnosed, and but I guess it's a lupus and fibro video because I was diagnosed within a month of each other. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to hear more about my lupus story and my fibro story and all these other things and everything else I got going on, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.